Good. Nope. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope everyone's had a wonderful week.
Good for the most part.
It's alright. Well, actually, no. It was a pretty good day.
All right. And, we left off of Adarpi, nobody, and Nissa had snuck into the back rooms of the church, while Mana Dobat and Hikari we were being led back there by one of the necromancers that you guys are trying to kill. The one that goes by Xavier. Oh, how did? Ah, perfect. Mhm.
Hmm.
Right. Can I create an entry tied to this? Mm, nope. But
Actually, having nobody in the shadows is actually fine. Because it's psionic force.
mm,
Let's see. What did I mark as a...
all right. So you guys are current. Which group wants to start?
Mm, I need to cook something real quick, so I
That
wouldn't
works for
mind
me.
taking a second.
I'm fine either way.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we'll start with the back group. All right. So you guys have the three of you have slipped into the back area of the church, past the priests and paladins that were guarding it.
Hmm. That is the thing. Um, since I technically wasn't here last time, what's the plan?
Um, the plan that Darby came up with was to sneak back there and try and get the map up while you guys know that one of the two individuals is currently he was going to go meet up with the Darby. And you guys will. That means that there's only one, and if that uh, in the back area. And if you guys can sneak and get the map, you guys won't have to confront them at all.
Uh-huh.
Because once we
Okay,
get the map, we can just leave them to the Ravens.
I personally think nobody should probably be more of support in this. He's not as stealth as I would like, but I do have stealthy spells.
Yeah, you guys are currently passed without traced and are sneaking.
Okay. So I guess it's just more of just um trying to find it.
Yep.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I could try to casting detect thoughts. See if well, actually, detect thoughts might be good. Just to have up. See if there's anybody around us. How do y'all want to go about this?
Right about now, are we back there first, Deontay? Did
Yeah,
we make it back there?
you guys are currently just moving around back there.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and cast locate object. I know that no, I casted it earlier, so I should be on its trail right about now, right?
Essentially, yeah, we're currently sneaking
Okay.
in that direction.
Okay.
To for nobody,
Mhm.
there's hold on. You're currently not able to detect anyone in the immediate vicinity, but you know that there's probably quite a few priests and whatnot in this area.
Uh, Nobody will. Even though he doesn't need to whisper, he'll whisper into both of your minds. Be on your guard. We're still not alone.
I think that if necessary, I can end up having to change into an animal, like a mouse, and go there and try and actually, get a hold of this map. Um, you know, it would be if it comes down to a person showing up, if you guys can either hold them off or uh, you know, we're looking for a bathroom type of a situation.
Don't worry.
I
That's my
have got some
specialty is
ideas.
manipulation. Is a bit of my specialty.
Is that a feat for me? Yeah, it is. Okay.
First things first, we need to find the person, though.
Yeah. Well, what can I tell about the area that's around this map? Is it moving? Is the map moving?
The
Or is the
map
map at a standstill?
the map hasn't does not appear to be moving.
Okay. So maybe it's stored somewhere. Um, and I have no idea where we're going. We're just following me, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody will keep all of his eyes peeled for just in general to well, I guess more just to see if there's anything hidden or like uh only I had Drake I would see if there's any seals, but I think nobody will just concentrate on looking right now. As all of the eyes on his artifact just open.
Turn the volume. Can't hear you very well.
Is this better?
It went up a teeny bit, but not much. I'm thinking maybe it's just mine. Yep. Okay, I think it's better.
But
Okay.
you know, just
So,
looking. Oh, sorry.
what were you saying? I'm sorry. If you can repeat.
Oh, basically, I'm just saying nobody's keeping his eyes out for any like obvious signs of like, you know, like uh, if there's anything like a hidden door or something like that.
Okay.
As we're going along to see if. Never mind. You might, or you might find something if I could speak.
All right. So,
Yeah, I
how's
was
it going,
thinking about the
fiance?
same thing.
Right.
For us to even get to it.
Give as you guys are going along, give me a perception.
Yeah, it's not the worst.
I need to go
Yeah,
get
they
my
aren't the
book.
worst.
That
Well, never mind. I am the worst.
with Darby and Nissa, you guys notice that uh, they're strangely in the area, like the area that you guys just came from, like the immediate area. There, like you can hear priests and stuff off in the distance, but this area is like strangely quiet.
Aren't churches supposed to be resonant?
Can we detect
We wouldn't be heading towards the crypts, would we?
like no echo,
Um,
quiet, or no one's around, quiet?
that's a good thought. Um, yeah, you don't like even your footsteps aren't really echoing. It's like all the sound in this part of the um church is deadened.
Somebody's got a silent spell going on here.
Hmm.
Can I cast find traps?
Um,
And if somebody else, does anybody detect magic?
I sadly don't have detect magic.
Neither do I.
Damn it.
I
um,
have a theory of what could be happening, but um,
Two.
I'm what because out of game this could be a field of silence.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Considering I actually have the silence spell, so.
But also at the same time, I don't think our footsteps would actually echo either because we have pass without trace on. I
Yep.
don't think we're making footstep sounds anyway.
Mhm.
Pass without trace does not like negate the noises you make. It just makes it so that you don't leave any evidence of your passing. So, say like you're walking through an area, you're not going to kick up any dust. You're not going to leave behind any footprints or fingerprints. And the magic is basically stopping you from leaving evidence of your existence in an area.
Hmm.
Alright.
But
Um,
if you read the flavor text, that's not accurate. It does silence your steps. Because the flavor text for it says, a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, making you and your companion, uh, masking you and your companions for detection for the duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves
that's
behind
fine.
no
That's
track or
fine.
other traces of its passing.
That's fine. And but you are. I'm. But it does not. I'm just saying. You can hear your own footsteps. You're in an open hallway, but your footsteps are not making. Aren't echoing, and it does not seem to be coming from the pass without trace spell.
Okay. Well, I have cast find traps
All right, so
and have it sent.
yes, with your fine traps, you are able to notice that there is a um the hallway has a strange things aura about it. Um, there seems to be the there seems to be some sort of trap in this particular hallway that seems to be stopping you from progressing like you thought you were. You're not sure what the trap is or what it's doing, but you're able to tell that there's something there. And like as you guys are moving along, it like doesn't seem to be getting any closer or further away.
Though to be fair, it doesn't tell you anything about where the trap is outside of it being in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I need to check the reading on something.
It's a very weird setup for a spell. I hope the remaster reworded it to be more consistent.
Okay, no, that's not how it works. Hmm. Hmm. If I
If we go backwards, is it the same feeling?
Um, it doesn't. When you go backwards, you get to a certain point where you no long. Well, no, the range is 120 feet, so you still sense it no matter how or forward or backwards you go in the hallway itself.
Okay.
I'm not talking about five traps. I'm talking about the
Oh, the
sensation
sound.
of us not.
Yeah, as you
Yeah.
go, when you go back, like the way you came, at a certain point, you do like the sound around you returns to normal.
Okay.
Hmm. Trying to think of what would be. Hmm. Question: has nobody, um, I say in his past life, um, yeah, has seen anything like this?
You, I will say, this seems kind of familiar to something that you've felt before. You're not sure or when or where the feeling is from, um, unless you would like to give me a quick history check.
Hold on, let me read something real quick.
Which would be more useful in this situation, an insight or an investigation?
That's up to you. Would you like to try
Okay.
and use one of those?
Yes, I think I'm going to use my insight.
Well, for um, well, let's see what I roll first because I technically can do this after I seen the roll. So, um, history.
Not
Oh,
bad.
okay. Never. Um, you know what? Just because I want to, and I rarely get to use this ability anyway, I'm also going to use um my racial ability of no knowledge of of past life, and I will roll a d6 and add to that result.
Do it.
So 25.
All right. From what you remember, this seems to be this is a technique that a lot of Titan worshippers typically will use to mask their dens. With essentially locations where they've been held up. If they want to keep it from the sight of the divine, and there's very few ways to do so other than in creating a titanic domain.
Uh, Keep your eyes from the divine, you say?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, I got a secondary objective now. But
Yeah, I think I know exactly what your secondary objective is.
but do I have I heard of any way to getting through it or breaking it?
Um, the only the only real way to get rid of it is by meeting it with the domain of equal power, or bringing a divine object within its domain and activating it using the
Ah,
divinity like inherent in that object to will try and nullify the domain a bit. That would take
Stares at
a
sorry.
divine object and a knowledge religion roll.
Stares at the scales on my back right now. Uh, Either we figure out. I think I know what this is. As I relayed, what uh into their minds, I still want to be kind of quiet. Um, I'm going to tell them that this is a Titanic domain. There, we could either only way to really break it is to either produce a domain that's of equal power or use a divine relic.
A domain. What does that mean, Deontay? Somebody?
Um, a domain is an extension of one's divinity into who projected onto the world. Um, most domains are owned by um, gods and their descendants. It's, if you're descended from a divine being, you have a chance of awakening a divine domain. This domain is essentially the your personalized use of that power. So, like, let's say you're a god of the desert. Your domain will have something to do with sand, wind, heat, something like that. And, um, how how someone unlocks their domain is dependent on a lot of factors. It's a feat that I've made. It, but
And I was gonna give another
I
example.
mean,
um,
Remember Genryujin, the dragon that god we met earlier in the campaign,
Yeah.
that caused the giant hurricane that flooded Goldport.
Yeah.
His his domain is an island that has a perpetual storm barrier. Effectively, Katrina is just surveilling the entire island. That's his domain.
I mean,
hmm,
that'd be great if I was able to just burn straight through this place. But I don't think I'm anything God.
I
um,
mean,
actually, Adarby, you who are technically a far distant descendant of Genryujin himself, of you could potentially awaken a domain, but uh, that takes belief in yourself and belief in one of his divine domains to unlock.
so
I believe in him as my great 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 grandfather. Does that count? I
Well,
believe and know that
he
he
he is the
exists.
god. He is the god, dragon god of storms, um, lust, and well, I don't want to say lust. He's the dragon god of what's another way to
Pity.
say? I'm trying to think of another way to say it.
I
But
might
for
have a
Darby,
way
it's
for
my
us to
great
get around this.
Um,
Fertility, fertility.
fertility, yeah. He's the dragon god of storms, fertility, he, and waves.
hmm,
grandfather. Okay. Um, let's see how Darby's temper gets through. If you guys can figure out the way, and if it doesn't work, we can try brute force.
okay. Well, I do also want to ask about the game because of what I was in my past life, fiance. Do I did I have a domain?
Um, you would have had. like especially during the Age of Gods, people with the domains were fairly commonplace compared to nowadays. Is you probably would have had a domain, and but you haven't been able to access it since you've been become conscious in this form.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like in, there's something holding you back from accessing the divinity that you once held inside of you. You don't know if it's related to Grimva or if it's related to some other force that's keeping you. Like it could have been what was stripped from you from leaving the blood jungle. It could have been some. There's any number of reasons why it's limited in this in your current state.
Like, could I actually guide a Darpy into unlocking hers?
Hmm.
I was about to phone a friend on that.
There is I can see there being a case where you can mentor a Darpy into the point where she can unlock her own. Now, in what form that takes that will be dependent on a Darpy's temperament and her familiarity with the natural domains that she is a part of, or she could unlock an entirely the unrelated domain.
That is probably the route that nobody would like to go because he he exemplifies that taking your own power and not power from divinity. But we'll see.
Which now begs a question for Nissa and I. Would we be able to unlock a domain related to our good patron?
Your patron, and she never became a living god. She was
Mhm.
entirely mortal. Well, you do not know if she possessed a domain.
I
You,
was about
Okay.
just to go ask her.
Yeah, we can ask her in a little
You
bit.
Nurse was about to go meditate while we're stuck.
But
Let's leave.
Give me a minute. I gotta go over here to this corner and meditate. I'll be right back.
And that's yeah, you just
You
sit there for about
dragging
7 hours.
along.
Oh boy, now we got the knowledge that domains exist again. Yikes.
well,
look, you guys never used them in the last campaign, so I still have my notes on them, and I have like 15 that I've already made.
To be fair, I don't think we reached the actual level of having a said divinity yet.
You guys could have gotten them through your mythic tiers.
You even at
Yeah,
Mythic 5?
yeah. You can
Uh,
at Mythic 4, you can gain in a like you can start granting in spells like to people like clerics.
I'd have to look into that. I didn't see that.
Um, it was 4 or 5 where you can do it. I know though because Kiara was seriously thinking about taking that mythic feat to do so.
You can
Oh,
actually
is it a
take it earlier than that. It's just at that level you can start giving it out to other people instead of just having it yourself.
Yeah.
so is it a
So
mythic feat or is it a mythic?
but
It was a path ability.
mm,
That's maybe why I didn't see it.
so as I'm relaying this information through, what does John's insight bring?
um, with your um, this is able to intuit it that there's some sort of hidden rooms in this hallway, and uh, as you're speaking to Darby, this is able to find a strange urn that's just a little bit out of place. He's in the hallway.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah,
This is just strange in here.
that reminds
He
me.
threw it through the mind link.
All right. Well, let's see what's up with the urn then, I guess.
Right.
Might as
Um,
well.
the urn, you open it up, it's filled with vinegar. Essentially, wine that has gone bad.
No such thing.
Hmm.
Can I just pocket that? Wait, that's stealing from a church. We don't do that. This isn't a church. This isn't a church. This is what we're considering church.
Yeah,
That reminds me,
this is a
Wait.
Is
Dang
church.
it.
there anything within the vinegar?
there you go. To get you
We
more
didn't
in the mood.
have a line.
I can't see anything. Woo.
Set it up so that you guys don't need it doesn't need token vision. Why isn't it working?
I
It's
guess yeah, it's
gray
like
with
the
gray
chapel.
smoke, and that's all I see.
The chapel. That's what I see.
Ah,
Ah, there I am.
ah. Can you still see?
Nope. Well, I can't see my token. I can see the blank gray with the lights illuminating the smoke or whatever. That's all I see.
What? Hold on.
I can, if you
Shift
need me
click.
to, I can send a picture.
No, I can
Could just
look.
be a picture of a chapel.
I don't even see the chapel.
Yeah, I don't think that path ability was available to the lock.
It was. It's a general one.
Here,
Ew.
let me try reloading
Wow. It
because it
doesn't.
might be on my end.
Yeah, it doesn't really change much for the screen view. It's just to get you kind of in the mood of the environment. A little dark, moody. Right. You reach. Um, you're investigating the urn. Um, at the very bottom, you find the mother of the vinegar, the silt-like substance that's at the very bottom. And who was investigating it? Was it a Darpy or a Nissa?
Nissa, I think.
Nista asked what's inside of it.
Okay. As you dig in the mother at the bottom of the urn, your hand clasps a strip, like something being stony and like it's smooth like glass but sharp at the same time. You're going to take. I gotta. Here, I just throw you guys down at the bottom now, and make things easier for me.
I can see everything.
Oh, found it. Hmm.
Alright, that's everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, uh, move the camera. Alright,
Hmm.
so Nissa, you'll take 1 point of slashing damage as you grab onto this object.
Let it go. Oh
Okay.
God.
When you pull it out, you'll find a piece of obsidian with a orange glowing rune etched into it.
Interesting.
What'd you find?
A piece of obsidian with a rune etched in it. Do you recognize this rune?
I don't know. Do I?
Um, yeah, you would immediately recognize that as the Earth Titan's Titan mark.
Ah.
You would imagine like 99% of people would never have found this object, like just because even if you felt something was off, and even if you saw the urn and looked in it, you would just see a clear vinegar here and like the leather at the bottom, and you at that point most people are just going to write it off as just weird feeling and go about their business. But you guys were able to find this strange object.
Now, since I do have a little base knowledge of domains, is that what's powering it, or is it something that would let us through?
Um, you can tell it's a keystone of some kind. It, the keystone is would essentially allow the domain to extend from its point of origin out further.
Ah, so it's more like an amplifier.
Yeah, it's holding on to it won't help you get through the domain, but if you were to destroy it, you would be able to weaken the distance that the domain travels.
So we can't take it into the domain. Like,
It would be
because
placed
it's
at the edges.
outside.
It's
Wouldn't
placed.
it be pushing it back?
It's
Um,
basically like a Wi-Fi extender.
yeah, that's essentially. You would know. Nobody. You would know that there's probably like 5 or 6 of these just hidden in various places. Is that would it help amplify it? You would need to remove all 6 to nullify the extension effect,
Hmm.
and you know that
Oh,
that would probably notify whoever's maintaining this domain.
I don't think that we should. I don't think that we should um, destroy it. Um, I think we should use it to let them know that they have someone in the mix who is, um, you know, bad. Um, but then what about the map? Maybe notifying them that, of this information, they might close everything down and do a little mini investigation, and or those who find out, hey, there's an investigation going, might dip.
But how do you do not
Um,
know that the people doing the investigations are the one that's responsible?
that too. See. Um, so I think
Can we find the other urns without destroying this one to move farther in?
we put it back. Um,
I think this is good enough information to regroup with the others.
Um,
Should we take it with us?
Or
mm,
we can go ahead
brute
and
force
charge on
and
ahead.
mark on ahead. We're already this far,
Then we
but at
destroy it.
least we know that it's there. Yeah, and then we at least know it's there. So then if there's ever an issue, we'd be like, we're investigating this situation and blah 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 blah, and this is our proof here. What
um,
else is around
as
us? Is there
uh,
anything else of note?
yeah, as you start looking around, you see a man start coming down from behind where, like from the direction you guys came from. Um, he seems to be looking at something in his hands. If
Um,
I had to
do we
describe,
still have?
you guys aren't like out in the open, in because you're like trying to stay hidden as best you can.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. But
Um.
if you were to describe what he had in his hand.
He's holding some sort of like it's like a red crystal, but it's oval in shape and about the size of the palm of his hands. Uh,
Hmm.
Um,
Ooh.
he's a kind of strange looking individual. Well, he has really dark skin and, and these very long multicolored braids. Each that lead into like the long mutton chops that go into like the a very long beard that goes down to like the top of his chest. He's wearing like a corset that these bright colors. It's like white and light purple, and with red accents. And he has like this handlebar. Well, he has this mustache that goes into his beard, but nothing on his chin. Like his chin itself is blank, is like clear here. The most striking thing is the pair of rabbit ears that extend from his head. And even though he's not a herringon, but he has like ears, and his feet are um like a herringon's. And the most
Mhm.
like one of the more striking features is that he has lightning scars on his arms, like Um, someone who's been struck by lightning will have these blistery looking thing scars in that sort of lightning type pattern. He has those on both of his arms.
Hmm. I'm
Um,
going to go ahead and um. Well, cast detect thoughts. See what's up with this little oval.
You say oompa loompa.
No,
he's
oval. Oval. The thing he's holding.
Oompa loompa.
um he like his surface thoughts. That's hmm, I'm getting closer, but I should be cautious.
Ah. Oh. And he's still.
What's that smell? Vinegar. Hmm.
I'm going to psi. Is it one of my psi spells? Hold on. It is. While being hidden, because I think I have a feeling this might be.
It's just one of the actual people that are out to kill them.
I think this is one of the ravens. That's yeah. I I'm wondering if I should psionically cast Dissonant Whispers to make him run away.
Well, we could just open the path for him and let him go and assassinate the guy, and then while he's doing that, just take the map.
The problem
Is he
is
going in that direction?
the problem is he may see you as an enemy for taking that stuff, kill you, burn the stuff.
Yeah, but if we do it without him seeing us, he would never know we were there. And aside from that, the path opened up, that someone opened the path for him.
Okay. I think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to use I believe it's yeah, it's sorcery point to psionically cast Dissonant Whispers. When I do that, it's basically it's subtle casting. I don't need to use verbal components
Okay.
or material components. I should have slivered him before, but so he'll just as he gets kind of closer to it, he'll just start getting a massive pounding headache and starts hearing the more like insane ravings whispering within his mind.
Okay. At 13.
All right, so he fails.
Like you see his ears immediately drop, and he groans.
Ooh, see if he can be scared of the stone in his hand and he leaves it. Drop it.
Could
If
I
he
do
does
that?
drop
Because
it,
technically, I don't know if I could do that because
No, it just
he.
makes you them move as fast as they can away. Then, like he
so I'm gonna.
immediately he
Can
bounces
I try
back.
to sleight of hand at it from him?
You're not close enough to do so.
Um, I don't think I can use a spell like this.
All right. As soon as he feels, go ahead and roll the damage.
Hmm. It's okay. Yeah, it should only be 3d6. I only did this first level. Oh wow. 15.
Like you can see, he like his eye, a trickle of blood that drips down the side of his eye. He stands up. He looks to his left, if like his like left ear perks up, and he's going to like he makes absolutely no noise when he moves. 'Cause he just disappears going the up to the right.
Damn it! I should have mind spiked him instead.
It's at this time and that you would see this really short, or bluish green skin individual will come around the corner leading a Darby, Picari, and Delbat. He leads them to one of the. He leads the rest of the group to one of the open rooms, and he he points out to a separate room, um, a separate room out uh, to this other Darby. He leads her into that separate room.
That's not suspicious at all.
And as as you guys are witnessing this, we'll flip over to the other group as you guys are coming around down the hallway around the corner. This should be it. I'll ask that your compatriots wait here as we do our counseling session, and do not worry. The all will be the everything will be above board. Right? But there will be the glass between them and us. They'll be able to see us at all times. This is our way to make sure that you feel comfortable that even though your friends aren't right next to you, that they'll be able to come to your moral support. But should you have any should you have a breakdown, emotional breakdown, and he'll unlock and open in the first door, in which you will see, like Dobat and Picard would see, that there's a big, it's a small room with a table that has snacks and other um, foods on it. It just sitting there waiting, and there's like a big, like three of the walls are stone, but one of the walls is made out of glass, as he said before, in which you can see like an empty room with a couch and mm, a couple of chairs. There's and you can see a steaming pot of tea as well as some more snacks and whatnot. And he will let Delbad and Picard go in that space, and he will lead the quote unquote Adarpi to the other space. Delbad, you'll see that they are going in.
Oh, sir will be here shortly.
Okay, you can see them through the glass, so you
So
can.
where are they going into?
It's the next door down.
So they put us in a kind of waiting room.
Yes, but you can still fully see what's going on in the other room.
Okay. Sorry, I had to step
Oh,
away for a second, so I just came back
um,
when he said my name.
yes. Let's see. Where is it? I need to find
Sorry.
the.
Dovat.
Oh yes. Let me show you guys what this guy looks like.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, so that you can see who you're dealing with. Yeah. So he sits a Darby, quote unquote, down, and points to the table filled with snacks. Would you like some tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Hmm. Now, I hear that you're having troubles with possessions and helping your sister.
Just to recap. Yep. Adobe. The story so far is Adobe mentioned her sister and the possessions related to that, and I mentioned her mom dying.
Yes.
Till I said to Husk, but yes, that's, that is one of the forefront issues I'm currently facing.
Tell me, what kind of possession is it? Is it demonic, ex- um, devilish? Is it some kind of a fiend?
Um, the investigators I had with me at the time said it was an Oni.
Ah, Oni. Dreadful things they are. Tell me, do you know the origin of Oni?
I'm unaware.
Or Oni, like Jinn, are bodiless spirits, while Jinn are mostly he neutral to most things. Things only he are dark spirits. There are some dark spirits that have bodies, yes, but only have lost their bodies due to ooh, ooh, an, an incident that happened in long ago at the beginning of civilization. So only he can only he experience a body through like the experience of living through possessing another creature's body.
I couldn't imagine such an existence.
It's dreadful, really. A spirit that only has sinful desires, that it exerts its will onto the body of mortals. It would be
That
terrible
sounds.
to be being possessed by one. Your sister must be a strong individual if she has one inside of her.
Well, that's the thing. They said there's more than one.
More than one. I've never heard of such a thing.
That must
So,
mean she's especially strong. If the right thing can break her out, maybe she can deal with the other two.
sadly, that is beyond the ability of most mortals. You would need an exceptionally strong being to remove these Oni. But I can help you.
You can? You know a
Yes,
being?
I know of several, but before that, here, he pulls out a talisman. Like, it's a simple wooden talisman, and it has a generic prayer to scoff about love and whatnot. Take this talisman. Do not
I'll
worry.
hold it carefully.
Do not worry. There's no charge. I know there are some priests that will charge for talismans of protection, but I believe
um,
if yes,
I
Dobad and
was gonna.
Bakari, you guys are in the other room watching this through the window.
Can I tell what that talisman is from looking at it?
Um, you would have to give me a religion or arcana.
Arcana, religion. They're both the same. I'll go religion because we're in a church. Ooh,
Can I give a roll or?
Yeah, Bakari, you can also give a roll. Oh,
I'm
this
gonna inspire myself.
Yeah, I'll roll religion too, since we're
you
in
would
a
have to
church, you know.
declare the inspiration before you make the roll.
So
How
8 and a
scandalous.
12.
Inspiring yourself in a church.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
I didn't roll very good either,
Yeah,
so.
it's an 8 and a 12.
Bakari, it looks like a generic protection charm. Like you see, priests and clerics carry them around and hand them out to people all the time. And yeah, that's about all you would know.
Okay.
Um, and Mana, as you who hold on to this charm, you actually do feel, like there's something protecting you. Like you can feel like a force that's come over your body that makes your heart flutter a bit and makes you feel a little bit lighter.
I don't like that. I'm guessing he's looking at me the whole time.
Yes, he does not blink. His one of the weird things that you notice about him. You don't know if that's a brownie thing or if that's just something that is unique to him. You've met maybe two brownies in your entire life.
Excuse me. Hey. Oh, oh, I know just the place for this. This. I'll take out a little box to put it in.
No,
I have an out.
he'll clasp your hand. Don't worry. If this is needed, I have to. We're going to say a prayer, and you holding on to this will help Scott's protection and take hold of you.
Oh no.
Well, hold on a moment. I need to get something. I need to drink something if I'm going to be uttering a prayer.
Okay. Um, do you want to drink some of the tea that's next to you?
Hmm. I don't think I can do any weird body morphing. Hmm.
Make a hole straight through your body. They just make it look like a Darby is incontinent.
It's not Long Island iced tea. A Darby don't want it.
I'm so sorry. It just goes right through me.
While he's thinking of that, Keontae, can I hear through this, or is that like a soundproof chamber over there?
You can't really hear through it. Actually,
Okay.
with your hearing, you can hear muffled sounds. You can't really make out words unless you like are purposely be listening in.
Nah, that I was just checking to see if it was like soundproof interrogation chamber or just like basic window. Okay. So this is probably some thick glass.
I do worry though. Oh,
Hmm.
oh. Is it proper for you to be saying a prayer to Scoff?
Oh,
What makes you say that? I'm a priest. I pray to all the gods.
Oh, oh. I thought ravens were dedicated to. Um, I can't remember their name.
the goddess of
The
death.
bird.
Lady Murder, yes. It's but it though I have dedicated my life to Lady Murder, I am a devout follower of the entire pantheon.
That doesn't cause any issues.
Not that I know of. I still retain my divine abilities from Lady Murder. I have yet to encounter the, the sign of abandonment. I've been doing this for several years now, and most gods
I did.
aren't. Most gods aren't jealous of each other. They all know that it takes every one of them to make this world function.
Can I
Without without them, there would be no continuation of the circle of life. Right, go ahead.
can I tell if quote Adarpi is getting a little uncomfortable?
That depends on mana.
Um, I will be showing a bit of apprehension.
Come, let us pray.
He's not looking at me, is he?
No, Like you can tell he could probably see you out of the corner of his eye, just from his position.
Hmm.
Um, I will actually use my um Adarpi's going to wiggle a second tail.
Or what?
Which means
Well, I have a part of myself that I can manipulate freely to, for like picking up objects and stuff. So I figured I'd have a little bit of it coming out of my back since he doesn't blink, the weirdo. So to be kind of like a signal, like,
I'm gonna try to get like move out of his line. Cast unseen servant in the room and command it to spill the tea.
um, the you watch as the tea. Are you knocking over the tea kettle or the um or one of the
Let's
cups?
do the cup.
Right. Um, as the cup begins to fall, his tail whips out and grabs it and catches much of the liquid that would have spilled out.
oh, what happened?
Dear Lord, bird of love and revenge, I
Oh shoot!
request for you to, to come into this poor soul, oh, and bless her with your divine favor. Make her whole so that she can provide a the proper prayers and the proper help for her sister. As he
Uh,
begins praying, I need you to give me a charisma save.
I'm sorry,
uh,
Kiari. I
char-
tried.
At
charisma
this
say
at disadvantage.
you can inspire me. You can inspire me.
I
I was
can't because you can't hear
I was
me.
actually I was going to do a thing where I drop it to clean up the thing, but
Yeah. Well, I was gonna. I can't inspire you because you can't hear me.
wait, but you can hear me. Can't you like shout?
Yeah, I'm trying not to draw attention,
I
and I
feel like
can.
this is a big enough issue to draw attention for.
I can't hear you. I can hear muffled. I saw that you had the sign of uncomfort, so I did the T thing. I can't.
Can't
You
have your
wouldn't be. Hmm?
can't have your
Why do you
unseen.
need to learn sign language?
My unseen servant
Yeah,
is still there.
But it doesn't. I doubt it has enough strength to break that or do anything else to influence it. Can it?
you can knock a thing out of my hand.
Can it take the paper from his hand?
Um, not
I
with
am not
him
holding.
clasping. He's like
Oh yeah,
clasping the hand and that's holding the talisman.
Oh wait, he's holding the hand.
Yeah.
yeah. So he's got your hands clapped together.
Can I just remove that hand from my body temporarily?
Um, give me a give me a athletics save. We'll say DC 14.
And the problem is, even if I have the thing pick up the kettle, he'll probably grab it with his tail again.
You said an athletics check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Mm,
Like
mm.
you try and just like pull your arms off, but like as you're trying to pull, it's like a little painful as something is entering into your body. The
Okay.
give
I've got.
me
I've got to
the
go.
charisma save.
All right.
I
Have
don't
fun.
suppose that thing is not immune to acid.
It's not something physical, let's
You're
say.
getting possessed, dude. A Darky would not have allowed this to happen.
Well, the thing is, because other people are trying to be all stealthy, I can't be the first one to be loud.
I would
Mm,
definitely be loud.
I
mm,
We're
mean,
doing
mm.
this
you.
on
I
a
Wish
mean,
you were a
Um,
bit
podcast.
louder.
um,
For
but
sure.
he gets a his face actually shows a bit of surprise. As your Does disguise self, is that a duration or is it a concentration?
Duration.
A duration. So no, it wouldn't drop because you're unconscious.
Oh,
As his Adarpi, suddenly he starts like boohoo crying.
I cast detect magic.
I don't think detect magic is the spell you need right now.
Well, I need to figure out what I'm dealing with before I try to dispel it. Thank you.
Um, you detect
A puzzle.
the entire window in front of you, who is magic, and you can't really see much beyond that.
Shoot. Uh,
And, like you see
so
him,
Dobet
him
looks at Bakari.
I you see him like just reach a mm, priestly arm out for like a, a nice these um and pristine side hug. Look, there, my daughter. Go in peace. Please know that the protection of the gods is on you. You
I
guys will watch a Darby. He get up and like just walk out, and come back over to you guys.
detect magic is still up.
I'm judging you guys very harshly right now.
I'm waiting on. I was waiting to see if Sarah was gonna do anything, but
I
Sarah's.
can't do shit.
Kill him! Kill him!
Okay. Detect magic is still up. What's going on?
Um, you no, it doesn't seem like anything is going on. There's no spell effects aside from the disguise self. So there's no there nothing seems to be any different about mana. But that's the scary part. You don't know what's going on.
All right, then there's nothing I can act on.
Alright.
Nothing you could.
If there's no magic affecting you, the only counter I would have is dispel magic. But you're not under a magical effect.
Yeah, but would a Darby really be crying in front of anybody about anything
Would
right now?
mana do that?
While
Okay.
true, do you want to have a 2v2? Because I'm pretty sure it's
Well,
going to be a 2v2.
wouldn't you be like, hey, this isn't right. This isn't who
Uh,
she, she's not like this.
Can
I
I make some sort of check to figure out what might have just happened?
yes, give me an Arcana or Religion check. Okay. And while she's doing that, yeah, Mana, the you're back in that
Ugh.
courtroom. Mm.
I,
And
okay.
you can see that smug-looking elf guy who has his ears clipped in the bright red hair. They're they're, they're looking at you. Do you need some help?
I've got this.
Are you sure? It looks like you're lost control. Well, like you can see, before he was like a lot smaller and a lot less physical in this space. Like he was ethereal, like a lot of the hundreds of other individuals. But now
I also
he
could have sworn it was a woman last time.
no, you no, it was a guy. You
I remember it
seem
was a woman as well.
you seem to be in a tight spot.
Homelessness.
I am experimenting with the joys of teamwork.
But
sometimes that places you in somewhat precarious circumstances, but it is all to build the teams up.
he holds out his copper bone arm. Come on. Is that, are you really going to trust them? I'm part of you. Like, come on. You have to realize that this situation is kind of screwed up. You have to realize this. You got yourself in such a dumb position so easily. Eh, Why didn't you
I'm
just
gonna.
take his head off as soon as you got in the room alone with him? That's what I would have done.
Because the viewing glass, uh, uh, and while I did think of that, I also have to think about the next step.
Always thinking about the next step. Uh, You don't realize you're a human. Like, not some half-baked human of this era. You're a true human, and what that means is that you have the ability to take the will of this world and bend it to your own. Why are you settling for just the rules of society?
I
The
am not settling for the rules of society. I need I need time to cultivate my power, free of outside influence.
What about inside influence? Consult us, ask us, just ask me. I was a priest of her ladyship. I was one of the main disciples. I can help you. There's a fire within us that I can give you. Just let it burn.
Unfortunately, your uh, perchance for violence would be counterintuitive to the continued existence of my compatriots.
Why do you care about them? They're not human. They're not like you. We've been granted this body, this collectiveness, to, to try and recreate what we once were.
And why would I prioritize a, a connection that is forced upon me over ones that I make myself?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you should let these imbeciles they'll just walk us into a trap again. I would have burned this whole church to these false deities down immediately.
You guys told me not to do that.
And you would have died for your efforts.
It's-
Our legacy reduced to a madman and murdered in a church.
This body holds untold power. Here, we don't know what it fully can do. We don't even know if we can die. You haven't even
Perhaps,
tried.
eh, because when I die, it will be because the circumstances has came to me. I will not risk my existence and over tests. I've done enough tests.
Sadly, I don't think you have. What do we say? The, the collective. Who still stands behind this this being who denies its own heritage? The people of war and fire were built on stronger stock than this. Give
I
me
have a
a
question.
yes.
How far away is he?
You guys, it's like a courtroom setting. And think Phoenix, right? You guys are across the way from each other, and there's like
About 30 feet?
yeah, about 30 feet.
Objection.
Can I stab him in the throat?
I guess you don't know if it's gonna do anything.
Um, so I burn an spell. I've got an 11 on a religion. Bakari has a 14 on Arcana.
Eh. Um, you
I'm
guys,
going to.
go ahead, Kiara.
Oh, go ahead. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
You guys can tell. Mana isn't one to feign like this is too well performed for Mana. If Mana were to like were trying to pretend to get out of the situation, then Mana would probably be more forthcoming. Like he would mess up. He would make a mistake. He wouldn't cry the right way. Mana isn't really the performative type. This is too realistic of a emotional breakdown.
I just feel like I'm being dragged right now.
Well, it's. But is there? Do I think that there's anything I can do to stop it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to ask here, is because
You're not here.
our party is seeing this as well, because we saw you literally walk into the rooms. So we see you walking off, so we know something's up, or at least nobody should know.
Okay, is the other part of the party here?
What I will say, hey, we can address that in a little bit once I finish up this part, because
Okay.
the time that it took like Mana to walk out of that room and into this room crying, it hasn't been that long of a time. This is like seconds and worth of time that they're sitting here trying to figure out what's happened.
Okay.
So, and what I will say is if you were worth taking the position, you wouldn't have bothered with this courtroom. I say as I stab him in the throat.
It's just because of your disdain for all gods that is preferable to this collective mass of pain and misery to my belief in those gods that actually try to make a difference. Um, give me it's let's see what would be good. Give me a give me a history check versus his performance. We'll do it that way. Or
You're.
Advantage.
That's it. You're hitting his kryptonite here.
um I mean, how about I'll say you can use investigation versus his performance.
Can I guide myself?
Yeah, you'd be expending the use of the spell.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Let's go, because my rolls have been pretty bad so far.
Oh.
I don't suppose stabbing him in the throat gave me advantage.
Um, no.
It was a surprise attack. It's a technically.
Are we losing mana today?
If he was really worthy of being in charge, he would have dodged that.
it's it seems that at least for this instance of getting us out of this situation, then I'm preferred. Don't worry, Great One. I will cede back control to you. But it, it, let me burn this impurity from our body. You got
I'm not really listening to him. I'm too busy trying to go over there to choke him.
like you push Pat through the desk and like jump at him. You are choking him as everything goes blank, and then you see through your eyes, through your senses, is as the you guys on the outside watch as a Darby suddenly bursts into these bright, deep, deep red flames, and
Uh-oh.
you hear
Uh.
you hear a scream. I can't scream very well, so as you see something being try and escape from the this Adarpi's body, he, but it's you see a multitude of these burning skeletal hands made out of copper. They grab onto it, and you hear in a completely different voice than you've heard. Spirit of despair, be cleansed and purified. It, I send you to oblivion in peace. And you see this spirit of this child, so probably no little older than like 11 or 12, so as she looks like she's been crying for a long time. Puffy cheeks, big downtrodden face. She's wearing rags like some a street urchin, and you see he the the sorrow and despair on her face. He turns to one of pain and fear as
Yeah.
it is burned away. He, he and you see the the guy on the other side of the glass is is he he's like knocked over the chair as he stepped back seeing this happen
So now I know that he was possessed.
as Mana then well the person in front of you who turns towards the glass and just places their hands on it, and you just see flames. He's erupting from their palms, melt. Like you can see the magic on the glass is being eroded away as they cast dispel magic. It,
Okay. I have my hand on my sword, by the way, but I'm
Also,
letting
now
this
you draw
play.
your weapon.
it's
Well,
okay.
again,
Mana, what are you doing?
It's
that's not
okay.
mana.
A lesser beings. Things the great one slumbers. This.
Excuse you? No, Mana, if you're gonna say that to my fucking face.
Kobat holds out a hand. That ain't mana.
Shut up.
Sad, sadly, he, this poor creature is correct. I am Offgrund, priest of flames, and I am here to rescue you from this situation.
And I
I think you're
assume
just
you're
gonna
going.
put us in a worse situation.
And
Well, I
I
assume you're going to be dealing with that poor fool on the other side.
This is
no,
where that guy comes.
it's only for uh, this is the work for lesser beings. He's as he holds his hands out to you with Adarpi's face twisted into this sickeningly smug grin, and
Joker smile.
yeah, Joker smile basically. As
Uh,
the as he turns and the glass melts behind him, um, um, those of you on
what?
the outside, hear, like, as you're seeing a Darpy come like crying from the other room, what would your immediate hit reaction be?
Ew. What is Mama doing? We don't do that. We don't do that.
I think
Y'all
there's
look
Mana
away.
around. That doesn't seem like Mana. I don't think Mana would be crying. I didn't even think Mana could cry.
I would immediately establish telepathic speech and say,
You would
when you
get
think you're
nothing but
done.
static back.
Mama's taking it a bit too far.
No, Mana lost control.
Roll.
I
Well,
will cast Puppet to bring a Darpy back. Not that a Darpy. You know what I mean.
Right. And don't you need line of sight for that?
Hold on.
Also, Mana has told you guys that they are an amalgam of various people.
Which is why Dobat said, "Oh, this ain't him."
Um.
Yeah, I just
What do we do?
thought
We
that
just knock him
Mama
out?
seemed
Do we just
so
knock him out? He
Well,
didn't
the thing,
exactly give us a manual on what to do in this situation.
the thing is, does nobody know?
The
Did
thing
I
is,
not put the?
I think Dobat's current plan is A, deal with the person who threw a crying child spirit into Mana, and then get nobody to deal with the rest of the problem.
It probably doesn't help that you have a gun to your head.
No, it doesn't. But, we were gonna kill this guy
I
anyways.
mean,
Look,
I
I'm
would
looking
be
at the
curious
spell.
enough to run in the direction of them, because that's odd. But then again, I probably would think that Mana's just, you know,
Being
trying to
overly
be,
dramatic.
well, yeah, over dramatic
Right.
as a Darby.
by the way, we've had a long rest and stuff since our last like combat and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I never did a long rest. That's why I was wondering. I'm still like hurt and stuff. So
Also, a, a good detail
Yeah,
to
this is a
note
whole
is that
different.
Mana is not wearing his armor right now, which is how he casts most of his spells.
yeah, I know what I'm going to do in
Well,
this
the disguise
situation, but I
self
don't
is
know what
still
everyone
up,
else is.
so they can't
No,
really
it
see
does not
that.
require.
Well, they should know if I have my suitcase or not.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
from what I can see.
Okay,
It does not
so
require a line.
um, can you click on it for me so I can see it?
I. Oh. I need to cast it.
Lila, do you want to lay over here?
Okay, so by the time, by the time you would be able, like, you would like do your inquiry, you, they would already have gone into the other room. And so you would have to go and open the door or to do that, which
Uh,
that is doable.
but it's also, isn't it filled with priests and everything?
Um, you don't you don't know. You know that your friends were sent into that room, and you know that Mana and the guy went into the other room. So you have two options. You realize something is up. You can
I wouldn't see why you wouldn't go after. I don't see
Wait,
nobody as a person
wait,
who's sitting there
hold
thinking
on.
through anything.
Sorry. Um, wait. We saw them come in, and now he's just running out crying.
yeah, runs out crying into the
Yeah.
room where everyone else was.
yeah, so you figured it out. Like you figured out then that something's up, but you have to go into the other room now to use your
Okay.
puppet, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I guess I will.
Alright.
Because it seems like things have broken down, and at least to the point that Mana has lost control. So he has to stop Mana before they do something atrocious.
I wish I knew how to do transformations, since that would be awesome to just be able to transform mana into Offrune.
Who? Oh, the guy who's inside of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I posted a
Uh,
picture in the Discord.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
Wow,
with
he looks so
Ocran.
punchable.
Yeah, and I guess with Ocran we're going loud.
Alright, so as this, so as nobody is going over to and opening the door, I'm guessing, thing to stop whatever's going on, then with mana, you would see the glass melting. Um, I assume if Adarpi and Nissa see nobody run off, you guys would also will do so.
Negative. I'm continuing with this
No.
mission because our cover
Okay,
is
they're
now
gonna go do their
blown.
own thing.
I,
I'm
it's,
going to go get that map because our cover is blown now. We can hurry our climb clock to get that map.
alright,
So I guess we need
so
a brute
Start
force
breaking the
that night.
keystones.
Respect.
Yep, exactly.
just gonna move
I have no idea
nobody
how to
to
do
this
that.
side. And we will pick up with if nobody getting a surprise round as we move into combat next week.
Oh boy. See,
Oh,
I'm surprised that a possession doesn't show up as detect magic, but yeah.
You would be surprised. It's a religion check to detect if someone's is possessed or not.
So I
There's
was doing
no,
the right check, but I was rolling bad.
yeah, Uh, there's no like. So it's kind of weird because unless they're being possessed through something like magic jar or a spell, well, it doesn't show up for detect magic because ghosts aren't inherently a magic creature.
What would have happened if I fired a lesser restoration?
You could
Nothing.
have. I don't. I don't know how lesser restoration works with possession.
So
Um,
just
it's not a.
you touch a creature. Hmm?
Let's see.
It's you end one disease or condition affecting it. The condition can be
Possession.
blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned.
Possession is a condition. So
Potential. I would have probably had to roll it. Yeah. Yeah, like that was the problem, Kiari. It's just Dobat doesn't know, and if he immediately popped off, the worst case scenario for him was he's mind controlled or something. This turns into a 2v2. I could probably beat a priest. I don't think I could beat him. I cannot hear you, Kiari, because you're not coming through your own mic.
Well, to be fair, Mono would be a lot easier to deal with because he doesn't have his armor on.
Well, yeah, but you already know that Dobat's confidence is, garbage right now.
Youth these days.
I mean, he's been knocked out over half the combats that we've been in.
I hope you guys can
alright.
get mana under control.
So the only ways to remove possession normally are dispel good and evil and turn undead.
Oh, yeah, so nothing I could have done, because those are generally cleric spells.
Well, we'll find out what's going to happen with between nobody, the Offgroom, and Xavier next week. Alright, I'll say bye to the viewers.